Hey guys, and welcome back to Bad Decisions. My name is Jocelyn.
My name is Kamari.
And today we'll be talking about mental health.
Yes.
I did that shit. Okay.
Specifically, overthinking.
Yes, and how overthinking can lead to anxiety as well.
Yes.
Like always, we're gonna begin with our little segment. What bad decision have you made? So we're gonna start. We're gonna talk about our own bad decisions today. So we're gonna start with Kamari.
Yeah. So basically, the bad decision that I made was, I've always wanted to do film. So when I went to high school, my counselor found me this program that I could do. I think it was like for young black girls in film or some shit like that. But she basically signed me up. I got it. Like, I was in there and I just had to go to orientation. And I walked out the house, walked out the apartment. Alright, I walked out of my place of living and literally turned right back around and went right back in the house. I didn't even make it out the apartment complex. I literally just was so scared. And what was replaying in my mind was, I was just like, bro, like, I don't want to be around all these people. I don't know nobody. I cannot stand when there's already groups and cliques together and I don't know nobody. Like, that shit is fearful to me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, like, I don't really do. I really asked myself, do I really want to do this? And I was like, no, I don't. And so that was just a bad decision that I made, I would say, because it's like, I wonder now what my life would be like. I wonder what opportunities, or even what would my life be like now if I actually went and did that, you know? Like, I wonder how different it would be, because it's just like, I don't know, my anxiety just really took over, my overthinking really took over, and so yeah, that's basically what happened. Jocelyn.
No, because I completely understand. So for me personally, I had the same type of situation where, like, I used to tend to always try to get into like medical programs and stuff like that, you know, for my career and stuff. So one summer I got into this nice, like, it was like a medical program. I can't remember what it was for, but I had got in, I was really about to go, and, like, you know, it was like a nice opportunity. But it was so much going on. My aunt was chewing me up because of some shit that happened.
And spat you out, huh?
Chewed me up, spat me out to the ground.
Shut the fuck up.
And it was bad. And at the time, like, my anxiety was already bad. So I'm, like, you know, overthinking, like, everybody gonna know each other, and I'm not gonna have nobody to talk to. I'm gonna be lonely. Like, you know, I just did not. And
That's fuck.
Yeah, and, like, I just hate being around a lot of people, especially when I don't know nobody. Like, it's so bad. So, you know, I'm already just thinking, y'all, I was, like, right there, probably like 2-3 blocks away from the place, and I said fuck it and went home. Like, I'm like, and I think about it, I'm like, damn, like, I probably could have made some connections. My life probably would have been a little bit different, maybe just even by knowing certain people. But, you know, overthinking got the best of me, I guess. Like,
No, it really does. I understand that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what comes next.
Okay, all right.
Oh, you're supposed to.
All right. So, shit. So we wanted to just. Like, you on your phone?
I was trying to make sure I got the outline.
So we wanted you all to just know what the definition is of it, just in case you may not know, or, you know, just so you can have a better understanding of this episode and what we're talking about. But it says, overthinking is when you dwell or worry about the same thought repeatedly. People who overthink can be paralyzed by their worries and may struggle to make decisions or take action. Overthinking can be caused by and contribute to depression, anxiety, and other mental health disorders. So, sorry, that ain't funny. So yeah, that's basically what overthinking is, and basically we're gonna go into our own you know, problems and things we've battled and how we've conquered, you know, a lot of these problems that we've had you know, and just a little more background on, you know, it and mental health. And I know I'm reading a book right now, so I'm gonna shout that out too. So yeah, Jocelyn.
Yeah, so overthinking has been something that I've been dealing with like my whole life for real, and I never realized it until maybe like a few years ago, because I feel like I did it so many times to where like it felt natural.
It becomes normal.
Yes, like
you're
it's
like,
my
I guess this
normal.
is what I'm supposed to do all the time.
So it was my normal until like maybe like 2-3 years ago, where like a particular person really pointed it out, like, yo, like you're overthinking. And like even before, I guess people would bring it up, but it was never like it never really hit me until like a few years ago. And I was just like, wait, like there's things that I probably should have never been stressing about or really thinking about because they don't really matter. And I spent all that time like, I spent all that time trying to figure out, wrap my mind around whatever that situation was for what. For nothing. Like it can be stuff like, oh, I wonder if that person is mad at me, or I hope this person doesn't, like, you know, like sometimes I used to think about like, oh, I wonder if my friends like me, and the whole time they probably do. It's just I'm overthinking for nothing, you know. So
I think people hate you or they mad at you or something like that, and it's just like, whole tea, they probably worried about something else, bro. And sometimes I would ask, or you know, just seek validation. Sometimes that's what I felt I needed. And so I would ask them, are you mad at me, this, that, third? I'm sorry if I offended you. Whole tea, they don't give a fuck. They don't even remember. Exactly. That's the thing, they don't even know what you're talking about most of the time. So it's just like, can't really, if you think somebody, don't, because I don't know. Sorry.
To be honest, I don't know, maybe I can't really say, or like when I can't really remember when I ever started overthinking, but I know that it's been happening for a long time, because again, like it was my normal. So like even simple stuff like being around people, it used to be so hard for me, because it's like I just was like, oh, I don't know nobody, or you know, I probably look weird, or people probably just look at me like, who the fuck, like, you know,
who are you, nigga?
Yeah, like just I used to think about stuff like that, and I'm just like, things that probably shouldn't even be thought of. It's like, it's no point in thinking about it. But I don't know, that's how overthinking really be eating people up. Like that's how bad it can get, like to the point where you can't even be around people, because that's just how bad it is.
It gets really bad. It can really get bad. Well, I got a question for you. What physical, I said that hard as fuck. Let me start over. I got a question for you. So, what physical, like, things pop up when you're having these overthinking episodes or anxiety? Like, you know, what does your body like go through physically? Because I know, for example, my chest, it feels heavy right here, and I just start feeling real bad, like I made a real bad mistake, like, you know. And it's also here and here with your mind rampant, running, thinking about so many different things, and it just makes me feel like shit. And sometimes I just don't want to get up, or I don't want to really do anything or anything like that. Like, it can really take over your body. So like, what happens to you?
For me personally, like I can agree with like that feeling in your chest. It's like a knot in your chest, like it's so weird, like I don't know. And it's like when I get like, I guess I want to say anxious, but then also overthink, I get like this bad feeling, like it just feels like negative energy, like it's so weird. But it's like I don't know how to get rid of it at certain times, because I'm like, I'm overthinking about this, and I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking. And like you know, then on top of that, like I don't want to be around nobody. I just want to be by myself. Like I don't want to think about anything or anybody else but whatever I'm thinking about at that moment. Like that's all that's on my mind, like that's all I can think about, and it's like so bad.
So how has it affected you like with your anxiety, like going outside or doing anything like that?
Again, back to what we talked about earlier. I missed the whole opportunity because of my anxiety. Sometimes like I may be so very closed off around people, and like people will notice, because it's like, like, what's wrong with you, like, why are you so quiet? But it's like, I'm just anxious, like I don't like being around people. So sometimes when people be like, oh, let's go out, let's go do something, and if it's like if it's to go to a place where it's a lot of people or it's a gathering, sometimes I'm just like, nah, I can't do that. Like I can't, like, unless there's like 2-3 people that I know that is going, then I'll do it.
Majority of the people, I have to know them, because if I don't, I'm gonna be quiet.
Exactly.
Simple.
Exactly. So even sometimes, well, not now, but before, like simple tasks, like maybe going to go get something, like
going to the MLK by myself was a dead mission freshman year.
Man,
I would starve in Evers, in that room. I was starving.
Who are you telling?
Before I ate anything, I would be scared. Niggas is downstairs cooking shrimp, all types of shit in that kitchen thing. I'm scared of shit to go down there and cook my little beefaroni.
I couldn't go to the microwave and microwave something. No. That's how bad it was.
And I used to hate when people would like literally like come in there when I'm in there. Like, how dare you?
Right, like like that's how bad it was though. Like, I couldn't even do simple tasks.
Remember the bathrooms?
Oh,
bro, to change a pad in middle school, to change a pad
anywhere.
In high school, even
anywhere.
in high school, to change a pad. Like I was just scared. I didn't want no. I used to I used to rip it super. Sometimes I used to pre-rip.
No.
Nigga, I would pre-rip.
No, because I would do the same shit. Like, I would sit here and like be like, you know what? Let me just real quick.
So no noise. All I gotta do is open it up. And
yeah, it's ready to go.
But even peeling off the little flaps, I'd be like,
right, I'll probably cough a little bit, just
flush the toilet. I would quick to flush the toilet.
Quick to flush the toilet real quick.
But that was even peeing. Peeing was scary.
Really?
Shitting was scary. But changing a pad, could not do it. I used to be scared to pee because I'm like, dang, what if I'm peeing too hard? That's how hard I would think.
Bro, this is why I hate public too hard.
Because I'm like, bro, I'm peeing loud as shit right now. And I used to be like, I'm a loud peer.
No.
So like, what do I do?
No, because I just thought about something. Look, so I don't remember if I was in elementary school or middle school, but
girl,
I'm sorry. So y'all know, if y'all hold y'all pee too long, you're gonna be peeing for a long time, because that's just what because that's, you have so much urine in your bladder that
it's Nurse Jocelyn, y'all, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, so when you have a lot of when you're holding your urine, your bladder is gonna continue to keep holding that, so it's gonna accumulate, it's gonna be a lot. So when you gotta go pee, but when you finally get to pee, you're gonna be peeing a lot. I'm in a stall, I'm like, finally I get to pee. Somebody else in the bathroom though, but I'm just doing my thing. I gotta pee. I'm sitting there peeing. The lady, I don't know who it was. She's like, damn. She was like, damn, you was holding your pee for a long time. I'm just like, look, like I was so embarrassing. I'm just like, bro, like I'm just trying to pee. Like, it was so bad. It was bad. It was so embarrassing. And so ever since then, I mean, I don't do it now. I don't care anymore. But like before, I really used to be so self-conscious about how I'm peeing, because I'm like, bruh, am I peeing too hard? Am I peeing too fast? Like, yeah. That shit is crazy.
Nah, sometimes my pee be coming out like a pressure water pressure. You know the power washer?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
But yes, y'all, like those. Let me know if y'all can relate, like with any of that. Just being nervous and anxious to do like
just simple tasks that should be like,
even
you should
as
think about.
Teenagers, going to get food, going to parties, going to certain functions and stuff. We would really just not go because we were scared. We don't know enough people. We got anxiety. You feel me? So yeah, but So, like Jocelyn said, I knew that I had anxiety. Well, not anxiety, but I knew I was overthinking about 3 years ago, maybe when I was like 18 is when I really took it, understanding it. But as I got older, I realized, like, dang, looking back and like I was really overthinking at probably like 12.
Yeah,
maybe even younger. Looking back, because I've never been a girly girl, always been a tomboy. So like whenever I would have to wear skirts and dresses, I'm overthinking to the brim. Like, what am I wearing? Like, what do people think? This, that, and the third. And I would go and I would face my fears. I faced it twice. That's the only two I can remember. I wore a dress and on a field trip too. Like, we was outside.
Oof.
And
on a field trip.
Yeah, so I wore the dress and everything like that, and I was happy. I was like, I conquered my fear. I just couldn't do it again. Like, I don't know what scared me to, like, I don't know. I just had so much overthinking and anxiety. And and you don't even know it's bad. Like, I would think that, you know, it's normal. Like, I would overthink about simple things, like speaking to people. What did I say? Did I say something that was stupid? This, that, and the third. Talking to people, even saying hey to people. Yeah. Like, did I say something too weird? Did I do something that, you know? And I'd be like, because I'm a very goofy person. And I just started being myself. It's sad. I just started being myself at 19. Like, I've always been myself, but like, I always be reserved, you know, and like confined. I don't be my goofy. You know how people see your full self. Yeah. So I'm like truly learning to be like myself and my, like, you know, skin and stuff. But before then, if I started being too goofy or, you know, anything, I would always feel like I'm bothering people or something like that. And so I would be like, all right, Kamar, you need to chill out. Like, and I would overthink about each step that I do. And I didn't realize, I'm thinking that I'm helping myself because I'm not, you know, being goofy and stepping out of my comfort zone and stuff like that. But no, I was actually hurting myself because I'm falling into a deeper moment of like overthinking. And your mind is a muscle, you know? So it's just like all these years of me coping in the way that I did with overthinking, stressing myself out, little shit, whether it was relationship, anything, little shit I should not have been stressing over. Yep. And so it's just like, I'm just like, bro, like, I'm over here stressing over little stuff that I shouldn't even be stressing over. So that's why when I turned 18, I was just like, yeah, I shouldn't be stressing over these little things. And at 20 is the age that I actually took, you know, the credentials to actually get myself in a better mental state. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think my upbringing and everything like that caused my anxiety and my overthinking. Yeah. I feel like, you know, the way that you may do certain things or people may treat you may make you to be out a person that is something like you are today. Like, I struggle with telling people no because of my past and, you know, dealing with people and things that if I would say no or I didn't want to do something, it was a problem, or I'm this or I'm that. So I would most definitely say, like, I struggle with saying no, but I'm, you know, doing better now. But that was a real struggle for me. Like, when I was younger, like, I couldn't say no to nobody. Well, I already gave some examples, so I think, you know, I'm good on that. But yeah, I would most definitely say my two biggest things was going to Phelps, not knowing nobody. That was crazy. And Upward Bound. But I ended up meeting you there, and I met my best friend. Shout out to Alexis. Kimberly, shout out to her. Brian, shout out to him. Tyreek, shout out to him. Kenneth, shout out to him. Who else? I hope I ain't missing nobody. Oh, Damani, shout out to him. Aaron, shout out to him. So I met all these people, and my best friend, who we locked in till this day. And I met all these people at Upward Bound, and I was scared as fuck. I'm overthinking, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I still did it. And I'm not gonna lie, having people that I know come to college with me did lay off the anxiety a little bit, but I will most definitely say that this year was probably the year that I was by myself the most, and it caused me to really get out of my anxiety. Me and Jocelyn aren't roommates, so we can't be like, you want to go here, there, you want to go there, and also our schedules changed. I got way more busy. She got a lot of stuff she got to do with nursing, so even if we were roommates, we wouldn't even be spending as much time together during the days. So it's just like us being separated and, you know, having our own schedules made me realize I gotta get food by myself, or I gotta do this by myself. Like, oh wow, like, you know. So it's like, yeah. So I would most definitely say that happened. Like I said, overthinking affects me a lot. It affects me every fucking day, and it's terrible. I want y'all to understand that I wake up from sleep. I'm talking about slumber of 2 to 8 hours, and I'm thinking about something.
Yeah.
I'm overthinking about something. I go to sleep stressed, wake up thinking. So it's like if I did something Friday, woke up Saturday, I'm still thinking about that. I have that on my mind. So I'll wake up thinking. And then it's just like any interaction. If I speak to someone, if I say something too goofy or too outlandish, if any little conversation with people, what is this, what is that, and then your mind will come up with scenarios that make you feel even fucking worse. And it's just like, bro, like, oh my gosh, like, this is just really terrible. Like, you're sitting here thinking that someone hates you, or saying different things like that or stuff like that. Any conversations that I have with my friends, I'll be thinking like, dang, do they think this about me? Do they think that about me? And it's a fucking terrible feeling. Like, I truly hate it. And it's just like, it's a process, but it affects, and I think you can agree too that it affects us really badly now till this day. Like, it's actually terrible.
Like, it's so bad.
And it's actually very messed up. Like, it's depressing. Like, it's a part. But yeah, and then anxiety, can't really do much. I hate being around a bunch of people. I don't even know how I do my film and production crew job, because I have to be around endless people. I don't know how I do it, but it's like, yeah, it affects it's fucking terrible, you guys. I'm not even trying to sound depressing, but it's not fun
so
at all.
Bad, yeah.
So, but moving on to the bright side of things, we're talking about
I'm so sorry. I really hope it didn't do that, but just start over.
Moving on to the brighter things.
I'm so sorry. That's not me.
Okay.
That's not me.
I'm like, all right. But moving on to the brighter side of things, we wanted to talk about how we're doing now, though, and like what has helped us gotten there. Because we're talking about things, but we've grown a lot, so much through these past few years, and we want to share with you guys where we are now and what helped us, so that maybe it can help you guys.
Yes. So I'll start. So again, I didn't really realize my overthinking was this bad till like so recently, so I'm still working on it. But it's easier said than done, but honestly it's just about reflecting, like realizing like, okay, this situation happened. Should I be overthinking it, or should I just let it go? Like, it's really about self-awareness. So I feel like that's one of the things that really has helped me. Mm-hmm. Like, just being self-aware. Like, should I really think about it? Like, is it worth me spending my time sitting here stressing and overthinking about it? Like, I really want to do that. But also another thing that I feel like helps, even with just overthinking and anxiety, just being able to write stuff down. Now,
journaling is very important, you guys.
Yes. So one thing about me though, I hate writing. Like, I hate journaling. I hate doing all of that. Like, it's not for me. So I understand a lot of people who will sit here and say that journaling is not for them, but it does help, even if it's just from time to time, because I don't do it every day, all the time. But when it comes to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm really like overthinking, like my head is not straight, like I really need to get my thoughts out, I'll just write them down, and it really helps.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Come on, please.
Go ahead. It really helps.
So even though I don't do it constantly, but writing down my thoughts from time to time, when when things are just out of whack, I guess it really does help. Again, consistency is really key. But even if you aren't a person who journals like me, for real, other things like just getting your mind off of it. So just distracting yourself, like reading a book, or self-help books are really good. Like, that's one thing that I really like there's a few self-help books out here that have helped me understand like my upbringing, like my childhood, and how to kind of cope with it and deal with it. And honestly, you have to find the root of the problem. I feel like that's really important because, like...
Thank you, Jocelyn. Say that for the ones in the back, you
find
guys.
the root of the problem.
No, for real. Because if your anxiety and overthinking stems from your family, trauma, parents, whatever you endured, you need to figure that out and either forgive but don't forget and work through those untied things with them. But if it truly stems that you just have anxiety, you're just an overthinker, and it stems from whatever else, then you need to figure out where it specifically comes from. Because if you're working to stop your anxiety, but you haven't fucking healed your trauma, nigga, you're not probably gonna make it as far as you want to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so also again back to like, things that can help. Again, distracting yourself, reading. Again, find the root of the problem is very important. Also for some people, meditating can also help.
Yeah.
For me personally, although I don't do it as much as I would want to, but meditating is just very relaxing because you're able to get your mind off everything, and you're able to focus on one thing and just a positive thing instead of all the negative things. And that's another thing, being able to look at things, certain situations, like even if there is a negative outcome, being able to kind of just accept it and move on. Being able to deal with whatever it is. So yeah,
most definitely. And also with meditation, I think me and Jocelyn both figured this out, that it's okay if you don't get it right the first few times. Like if you're thinking and rambling and your mind's here and there, it is okay. I don't think I even did it perfectly right the first few times when I started. So it's a whole process. So if you are thinking and your mind's wandering, you're not doing anything wrong. It's natural, because I know it happened to both of us. So just keep trying and keep going. Try to silence your mind.
Yes, it's very important. And you're not going to get it right on the first try, especially with meditating. It's practice.
Unless you're just that nigga.
Right. But, everything requires practice, consistency. Like again, journaling, being able to read every day, or just try to, stay consistent with things. Everything just takes practice and consistency. So that's really key.
Most definitely. I would say that my overthinking now is at what would you rate yours? I say mine's right now is at an 8. 8.5, like touching 9.
Overall?
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
I say about the same, because I still do it, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, another thing I feel like that helps me is just keeping myself busy. Like, I be so busy all the time, so I'm not thinking about other things that happened last week or yesterday. I'm focused on the present. That's another thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people, when they overthink, they're overthinking about things that happened in the past. Like, you gotta focus on
what's... can't change those people.
Exactly. So you gotta focus on the present and your future, for real, because that's what's ahead of you and that's in your face right now. The past is in the past. You just gotta keep it pushing.
No, you really do. It's not funny, y'all. I'm sorry. But I would say my overthinking now is it's doing great. I have days where like I take 10 steps forward and I feel like I'm taking 20 steps back. It's that one little moment where it feels fucking terrible. Yeah. I have those not often, but they happen and they make me feel pretty discouraged. But I would say now it's doing great. I started reading a book called I forgot. What is it? I'll put a picture up of it. Yeah, it's called Stop Overthinking. By I forgot I feel terrible that I don't even know this man's name, but I have that book. I'll put a picture up of it, and I promise you guys, this man is a heaven made man. Like
heaven sent,
that's what I meant. And the book is amazing. So I told myself, because you gotta set goals for yourself and you have to be consistent, like Jocelyn said. So I set a goal for myself. When I come back this semester, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna meditate, affirmations. It's gonna be like a whole ordeal. And I did. Keyword did. I read 5 to 10 minutes a day every morning. I would meditate. I would do my affirmations to make sure that I know what I'm trying to accomplish and everything like that. And I was flourishing. I did amazing. Not saying that I'm not, but I flourished a lot. That book most definitely taught me, like Jocelyn said, self-awareness is key. If you an asshole, but you ain't aware of it, like that's, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like, at least I'm an asshole, but I'm aware of it, so I can stop myself from saying things that may be fucked up. People who are actual assholes, it's
and
like you're gonna keep going. You don't know when to stop. So it's just like he taught in the book. He told me, not told me, but wrote, and I read that, like, the fuck is the word? What is it? Self-awareness is the key.
Okay.
All right. Also, like Jocelyn said, positive reframing, but not to a point where it's toxic.
Yeah.
But positive reframing is very important. If you feel like you're going through something, whether it's communicating with friends or anything, and you feel like, oh, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Or why do I have to deal with this? Ask yourself, what can I do to be better next time? Just ask you what questions instead of why, you know? Like, what can I do to make sure that, I'm better off next time? Every piece of your life and everything that you go through some sort of way is a learning lesson. And sometimes to just take something as a learning lesson versus overthinking about it is way better.
Yeah.
So, like, if you do something wrong, I know that, for example, I'm a big overthinker when I fuck up on things. I like to be perfect. And you can't be perfect. You got to come into something. You know how to do stuff. People got to teach you.
Yeah.
And the anxiety and how bad I would tear myself down because I would fuck up is just, like, crazy. But it's just like, tell yourself, look, I'm learning, and I'm going to continue to make mistakes if I need to, because that's going to teach me and that's going to make me grow. Also, you'd be like, look, I'm excited. I learned this so I could put it, for the next time. So positive reframing is like very, very important. Also, like Jocelyn said, distractions. You don't want to distract yourself with things like, oh, I'm sad, I want to go smoke weed, or I'm sad, I want to go drink, or, those types of things. But if you like the journal, like Jocelyn said, read, build Legos.
Listen, y'all.
Man.
I have found a new little, I don't even know what to call it, but I started building Legos like 2 years ago or so, and I really fuck with it. Like, it really helps me get my mind off things because I'm focused on one thing. I'm not worried about nothing else. Like, I'm sitting here building, and the end goal is to get this thing built and done.
Yes.
Like, it's just, I don't know. I fuck with it. It's nice.
It's really nice, y'all. I like it too. And yeah, so you can do that. That could be therapeutic to you. Drawing, whatever is therapeutic to you. Editing, whatever it is. You can sit there and be like, all right, I'm overthinking. Also addressing when you are overthinking so that you are aware of it. So it's just like, all right, and you can name it. The man said to name it like different things. So if you want to, we got Vaseline in front of us right now, but say for example, I'm like, oh, I'm having Vaseline thoughts. You're able to distribute those thoughts so that you could be like, all right, I don't want it to happen or whatever. And so basically I just practice that every day. I would be not happy, but I wouldn't be upset about going through different things, and exercising, because exercising it in the moment really makes you feel great, like, wow, I'm actually learning something. So it's like I would exercise it in that moment. And now I can say right now I'm doing amazing, way better than before. Like, I talked to people today and yesterday. I've done different things, and I don't dwell on it. I'm not overthinking. I'm not asking for validation. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just distracting myself with what I need to do, moving on and doing what I need to do, because at the end of the day, y'all, it's exhausting to overthink and sit here. Job. It's a full one. Full time. With 2 kids.
No breaks.
Like, no breaks at all.
No what is that? PTO? No PTO.
No.
No time off.
No time off. You're working clock in, never clock out. Like, once you start, you never end.
It's an Amazon job.
It really is. Until you're able to help get yourself out of it, it's never stopping. Like, it's very terrible. So it's just like, the fuck we was talking about?
Things to help us, like, that have helped us with our overthinking. That's basically what we're talking about.
But yeah, I'm doing really good right now.
So proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. Like, it's been really bad. Like, I have moments where, like, I just feel like I'm doing terrible. I don't know if you guys have these moments, but I feel like moments where, like, everyone not hates me, but, like, everyone's against me and hates me, and I'm like, no one fucks with me and stuff. And it be shit that happens that make you feel even more terrible. Yeah. But just have to remember that you are that nigga, and you gotta have self-love for yourself and understanding, and to know that it will not happen overnight. You feel me? And I've accepted that it won't happen overnight, because it's just like, I'm sitting here and I still kind of feel, like even if I may not overthink about it or I may move on, it's still lingering in the past behind me. Like, come back and be terrible like you was before. But it's like, no. So it's like, you may feel stuff still, you may still have thoughts lingering, but you got to just keep practicing, keep going. Because like today, sometimes I just feel like I'm not like moving. I'm like, I feel a difference, but it's just like I just want this shit to be over with, quick, done now. Like, I don't want to feel stuff and be dealing with stuff, but it's just like I have to accept that that's not true. I'm still be feeling stuff. It's nothing I can do. So
yeah, it's baby steps.
Just like, yeah, it's baby steps, y'all. You gotta stay consistent with it. I know that I don't do any of those things right now. I got knocked off my schedule 2 weeks ago by a man. Anyways, I got knocked off my schedule 2 weeks ago, so I've been trying to get myself back together, but that consistency of me constantly reading and stuff like that spilled over into, school and work, so I'm able to, guide that together and do what I need to do. And so even though I haven't been doing anything, I still feel very, powerful and enlightened and stuff. So yeah, most definitely, you guys, like, don't give up, for real. Overthinking is terrible, it's trash, we hate it. But you got to keep working at it, because after you turn 18, I'm so sorry, but you are responsible for your mental health.
Yep.
You can't blame it on your parents or anyone anymore. Nope. You can't keep doing the things that you do and be like, oh, well, it was the way I was raised. Nothing. You gotta keep going. And I hear the keys rattling, so it's probably Leah.
Yeah.
So let's cut it off right there.
So just real quick as a side note, first I just want to say that obviously everyone's situation is completely different. My situation is completely different from Kamar's situation, and from the next person after that. So I really just hope that when, we're talking about it, people also realize, like, even though our situations may not be the same, we still feel and like do the same exact things. And at the end of the day, it's not a competition to see whose life is worse than the others. Like, it's really not. It's really about just being able to realize, like, okay, this is a problem that I have, and like, I want to fix it. And that can also tie into other mental issues such as like depression, where like, depression obviously stems off whatever things you have going on in your life. So I feel like being able to and finding the root of the problem is always very important, because then you're able to figure out, like, okay, why am I feeling like this is why, like, you're able to figure out why. And then that's when you can move on to figure out, like, okay, how do I fix it,
find a solution to it. Yeah, y'all, depression is fucking real. If you have it, I'm truly sorry. I know a few people who suffer with seasonal depression, and it's good. It hits you. It's a hit. It's a low hit. Yeah. And it's really sad to see, because it's like, to a certain point, when it's something, a mental illness, and that you can physically get yourself through, but when it's something that you can't physically get yourself through, like, I don't know what to do. So it's just like, for that, it's like, it's very upsetting to even hear some people say, they can't get out the bed, they can't shower, they can't do anything. And there was a lot of people on social media talking about I don't care, depression won't make me not shower. It's not true. I'm sorry. If you're really like depressed, because I've been in depressive modes at times, and I haven't gotten up to eat, I haven't gotten up to shower, I haven't gotten up to do anything. And it's not dirty, because I shower the next day, maybe, like, but some people, yes, they cannot get up. Even getting halfway up is an accomplishment for some people. Moving out of their room is an accomplishment. Eating something is an accomplishment. So it's just like, you can't really diffuse it. So, if you have depression or anything like that you're battling, we truly hope that, you're able to get the help and get where you need to be mentally, because that's not cool. It's not. Or fun for anyone to go through, and I wouldn't want, anyone to go through that I love and that are, near me and stuff.
Yeah. Just to add on to what you said, that is very true. Like, it's a task to do everything. Like, I've been in there's been periods of time where I've been like that low, where it's like I can't do anything because like I just can't. I physically can't. Like it's stopping me. Like even if I wanted to, even like I just don't have the willpower to even get up and be like, okay, I'm gonna just get myself together. Like it's that bad. And so like as unfortunate as it is, it's just like, and it's easier said than done, but it's really about just, you know, being able to find the help that you need, because even if it's just talking to a friend, like getting out of that like isolation stage, because that isolation stage is what really will fuck you up so bad, you know. So I mean, yeah, it's just really bad. I really hope, you know, anyone out there who may be suffering from depression, please just try to, you know, seek help. Doesn't have to be off no hotline. Like, you know, personally, like I ain't on none of that for real. Like I'm good off talking on the phone with someone. I'd rather talk to somebody I really care about and like, you know who will actually look out for me.
Yeah.
Even if it's just to come and sit with me in my room. So yeah.
I'll most definitely say that our friendship has helped me out a lot, because it's like, you know, sometimes you, especially nowadays, you don't want to bother people, bombard them with your own problems, because, you know, people already go through a lot. And so I do have times where I don't tell anyone what I'm going through. I just deal with it, boom, because I don't want nobody to be, you know, having my problems, you know. But nah, that's what friendships are. Not saying that you dump stuff on each other, but it's just like friendships, you listen, you're there to help, you there, you know, for damn near everything. So it's just like, to be able to talk to someone and then they relate. That's the other thing. We can relate so much on so many different things. I know exactly how you feel right now. You know exactly how I feel. Yeah. And it's never you know, because we always be like, I'm sorry for bothering you, or I'm sorry for this, or I'm sorry for that. Yeah. But it's never a problem, you know, because, you know, my friend, I'm always hearing stuff like that. But I'm not crying. But it's just like, you know, having that emotional friend that's actually there and who isn't just like, you know, you're negative, or I don't want to hear it, or, you know, like people who are actually there to listen and be there for your struggles and downs, because everyone has them, and I'm sure you will want someone to listen to you too. And I know it's hard, you don't want to bother anyone, but I will hope in life that everyone at least has that one person that they can talk to, that one friend that they can understand. And especially when you're going through it, like college is different. So it's like to go through college together and we can, you know, explain things and relate on things. So whatever you're going through, whether you work with your friend or you guys both just moved into a new place separately and you guys can relate on that, or whatever it is, just having that friend to be able to listen to you and help you, just to even listen. You know, sometimes Jocelyn has told me things and she just wants me to listen, you know, and I'm very happy because sometimes I don't have a response. But yeah, same thing for her. It's like I'll tell her something, not out the blue, but it's like it's really kind of be out of the blue. And I'm just like, I don't really care for you to respond. I just wanted to tell you this. So having that friend there, it is very important, and it's nice to have.
Yes, it is very important. And back to what Kamar was saying earlier, like you know, not wanting to tell people stuff and just dump on, you know, just I'm one of those people who hates talking about like what I got going on, because one thing that I'm always just really thinking about is like, this person's not gonna understand me. Like, no one is in my shoes. And I mean, in reality, maybe no one is exactly in your shoes, but again, back to like what I said about being able to understand how you feel. Like, regardless of whatever you got going on, at least the person, or hopefully you have someone who can relate to how you're feeling, because like, you know, at the end of the day, we all don't got the same shit going on. But you know, getting out of the mentality of, you know, I'm not gonna say nothing to no one, I don't want to bother them, or they're not gonna understand, so it's not worth it. You know, I feel like a lot of people need to try and get out of that mentality. Like, even now, like, I still struggle with trying to talk to people about stuff, but it's like, you know, sometimes you kind of need to like just let it all out, even if they don't, you know, even just for someone to listen is so important.
Scream and shout and let it all.
Okay, well, I am.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, you know, it's always important to at least just have that one person you can talk to, because holding everything in is not fun. Like, I've done that so many times where, like, I've held so much things, plus the overthinking, the anxiety, times it, like, everything is just times 10. Then having so much going on in my head, I'm always thinking about, oh, what's gonna happen with this, and I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling anxious. And then after that, it's like, there's always that one, like, that one turning point, that peak that, like, will get you to just break down entirely.
It's
and like
worst.
It's so bad. So it's like, it's not even worth getting to that point. I feel like, you know, once you feel like you're starting to, like, really feel bad, it should, you know, that's a point in time where, even if it's not even talking to someone, at least just writing it down, just
talk
to get
to
it
yourself
out.
also.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. I be talking to myself,
Man,
nigga, because
I be having good conversations.
I understand me, and I'm always right. It's like, nah. But yeah, talking to yourself, y'all, it's not crazy at all. Like, it's really helpful. It can actually help you solve something if you actually sit here and talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, remember how we be overthinking about asking people for help? Yeah, I struggle with that too because of responses. I don't like to ask people for help. It's irritating because I don't have a car.
I don't have a car either.
Yeah.
We be thugging it out.
We be thugging it, man.
You know, y'all from the city. We be walking,
doing it, man. We be walking. These little legs be moving. We be moving. So it's like, from, you know, my situations and stuff, it's like,
yeah,
I've had to ask people for help, like rides and stuff like that. And it's always a problem, or, you know, huffing and puffing, blowing houses down as usual. So
big bad
it's just like, you know, or I don't know, it's from my past too, but it's like all that fumbles into now where it's like I struggle to ask people for help. I really don't like to. Like, I will struggle to the last of the ends before I ask anyone for anything, because it's just like, I'd rather figure it out myself. I don't want to bother nobody, because I've kind of always felt like a burden or a bother to people. You feel me? And so yeah, so that's why I'm just like, can't wait to get my car. Can't wait to be able to do the things that I need to do, because, you know, and then 9 times out of 10, now that we're older, we don't even need to think like that. We actually should work on getting out of that, where it's like, let's just ask people for help. The worst they can say is no, and if they say no, okay, they said it. Like, come on now. So yeah, it's just like, we just gotta not, like, care about that anymore. I know past and, you know, how people have treated me has made me think that way, but it's just like, it's not everyone's like that. And Jocelyn knows it's irritating when someone does something and they clearly don't want to do it.
Yeah, like,
and now they huffing and puffing as they driving you there, or they breathing hard, or if you take too long, they saying this, they saying that, or they have a problem with it. You can hear it over the phone, but they say yes, and it's just like, don't say yes, say no. Please be honest with me, actually, because I think that's probably one of my top 5 worst feelings of anger, is the feeling of someone helping you, but they making it seem like it's a problem or something like that, because you can't really say nothing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it has been people who are over me or authority, but it has been friends too, and it's just like, bro, like, I'm so focused on where I need to go, you're not about to piss me off right now. But it is irritating, because it's just like, say no. That is so irritating.
Just say no. You know, I hate asking people for help. Like, I don't know, I'm very independent. Like, I feel like we both are very independent. We tend to just do things on our own, because I feel like growing up, folks used to be like, you know, nobody's gonna hand it to you. Nobody, you gotta do it yourself. You gotta work hard. So it's like, that's why I'd rather just do it by myself. Cause at the end of the day, I don't need nobody feeling sorry for me or nothing. Like, that's another thing that I don't like. Like, I don't like when people offer to do things and then just don't really feel like doing it. Like,
if you're gonna do something, do it really because you want out of your heart, bro.
Like, one thing that really pisses me off is when people are like, oh, I would do it, but, like, okay, then why would you even say anything? Like, what's the point?
Just be like, nah, I can't.
Exactly, just nah, I can't, or just don't say nothing at all. Like, I'll figure it out, because at the end of the day, like, and I ain't gonna lie, even though I feel like we should ask for help more in general, but I feel like it's helped us kind of, like, you know, just really
find a solution before you just go asking someone.
Yeah, or just like giving up, because a lot of people, and I mean, I peeped this shit not too long ago where, you know, someone needed to get somewhere, and at the time they didn't have their car, and so they ended up just, you know, not doing what they had to do. And it's like, me personally, if I really wanted to do something, I'd go figure out and do it, with or without a car.
Because we've started without one. So we already know how it feels.
Yeah, so it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like it's helped, you know, kind of just give us that, like, oh, okay, well, you know, whatever happens, whatever obstacles coming away, but if we got to get it done, we gonna get it done. Yeah. So I feel like that, I mean, it does help with that, but I don't know.
That's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys, so we'll link everything in the description, meditation websites, books, whatever we feel will help you guys. We hope that this was very insightful and knowledgeable, so that if you are overthinking, you can use some of the things that we talked about or the links that we have to help you guys out. But we hope that we was able to bring some sort of knowledge to you all. So we'll have Jocelyn end off with the quote, you guys.
Yes. So, it's okay to make bad decisions. This is a part of life, and it's about what you take from it and move now and in the future. Yeah, so thank you guys for sitting with us. Again, like Amari said, I really hope, you know, you guys were able to learn something from it and, you know, able to relate as well. And stay tuned for episode 4.
Yes.